just wanted to make a comment and then subsequently ask a question. So, it's always been said, like, what does the World Federation do? And we're always seem to be disconnected. We, the general public, the people that actually vote for the presidency. However, so a couple of things, just for the people that are here. One of the biggest highlights that I've come to learn of the World Federation, what it has done, is this ARIA curriculum. I'm sure that you're aware and you're part of it as well. And when we got to see it when I was in the Simcoe, it was just a fabulous, fabulous product. Like, I mean, highly professional. And the people that provided that should be commended for the great work that they did and how impactful it is to our community. So that is one, if we have young children going to madrasa, they should be the ones that saying, well, this is a product of the World Federation in collaboration with the regions. However, it's not very well publicized. Neither is it publicized that the regions were involved. In fact, the Simcoe contributed a huge amount of dollars in order to get that established in North America. So, correctly said that the World Federation needs to basically make itself more, publicize its activities, so people are aware. And not only those people that hold office, and that's been talked about many, many times, but it's been rather difficult to execute. The question that I actually have for you is regards to the accountability. You come and ask, we as the community at large are empowered to vote for a candidate for president. However, you're only accountable to the council and the conference, which is not an elected body. So therefore, how much power can we give you and how much power can you actually exercise at the council level? Because as you know, and as I know, having been counselors, there's a lot of different views and priorities within different regions. So in as much as you want to achieve, how are you able to achieve that without having, because you're accountable to the council? Secondly, when you mentioned that you wanted more transparency and accountability to the general public, the voting public, do you not believe that the work done by the Project North Star Committee holds a lot of merit as to how reform should take place in the World Federation?
Thank you very much, Dr. Fasali. As your question about the accountability, the power, is how are you going to do it? As I mentioned, there is going to be, at the present, as I said, we don't know who the decision makers are and who they're accountable to. What I'm going to do is, we're going to shift the power. The office bearers are answerable directly to the Executive Council. The Executive Council are answerable to the conference. Now the Executive Councillors have got elected councillors and the World Federation and elected councillors from the regions. By giving them more power, they will be able to scrutinize the decisions that are being made at the World Federation. At the present, we don't know where the certain projects are coming. Usually, when there is a need in the community, for example, in the Simcoe in Toronto, there's a Sadiq school. Okay, we want to have some support for the school. Now that support should come through Simcoe to the EC level, discuss there, and the role of the World Federation leadership is to assist you. There's the role of the leadership. However, at the present, when the projects are coming, they are coming from somewhere outside. Okay? It should have come from the region. If we do like that, all the region's needs will be fulfilled, rather we spend our money somewhere else outside. That's the one way of shifting the power. And when you will do this, we will see the community of our community in Toronto or whatever is in the Simcoe will feel close to World Federation because their needs are being fulfilled. Well, when I went to Sadiq school about the special needs, there's a special needs needs a lot of money. We are 120,000 Khojas in the world. Alhamdulillah, we got so many philanthropists. So many of them. I was in Madagascar. Each and every building this belongs to Khoja. This building belongs. So much money we can't look after 120,000 people. And the poverty is there. And look in Pakistan, the poverty. Look at India. Why is it like that? Coming to the point was a PNS. I didn't get your question completely about the PNS. You said about the PNS. Can I ask you to please repeat about, because there are two questions together.
So with respect to the accountability to the public, to the general membership, amongst whom we are here today, the PNS study was commissioned by the previous conference. It took 3 years and thousands of hours of volunteering and thousands of dollars in expenditures. Was presented at the Karachi Council. A subsequent version of it was adopted unanimously by all the regions, and all the regions were signatories of that. But it was not executed upon. And at the Executive Council meeting in Toronto, it was therefore then diluted further to the point where it's become status quo. And without attributing that specific failure to any one person, the people that are involved in those decision-making were not representative necessarily of the public who voted for them or did vote for them, because in that case there was no elections. The PNS mentioned that there was a disconnect between those who hold office and those that are who they serve, supposedly. And as Brother Ali mentioned in his presentation, is that he doesn't know what the World Federation does. And 99% of the people don't know. It's because of that disconnect. So my question is that all that hard work and that presentation that was made and the subsequent unanimous decision made, which was failed to be executed, how does that come back to the table, and how do you address the lack of connection between the office holders of the World Federation or regions to the community that they serve and upon whom they rely to ask for votes when there is a chance to have a contested election?
Tell us what PNS does.
The Project North Star. If I go, I feel sorry for that one. The boys worked a lot. I tell you, because I was a part, as a vice president, I was a part of PNS team. And we worked day and night. We went to Dubai, traveled so much. We put so many hours, and it was thrown out. Okay. Yes, let's go back. How did the PNS project come? Can I ask a question to Toronto Jamaat? Or can I ask a question to Nasimco? Did you initiate that project? Was it initiated? I was president of Council of Jamaats, and I was the vice president. It wasn't initiated by me or by my community. Was it initiated by Nasimco? I don't know. I don't want to ask that question to Nasimco at the moment. Was it asked for the regions? Where did the project come from? Did it come from the executive committee? No? You were not at the part of committee. I know you were not, but we were there at the part of the. When we heard for the first time, the project came all of a sudden from the top table. This is what you have to do. Okay, fair enough, let's try it. Then the team went to all regions, to all Jamaats. Project came first. These boys worked hard. I tell you, the amount of hours they have put in, if we had to get this thing done from outside, we would have spent fortune, because these boys are, they're academically quite intelligent boys and working in a corporate model. We wasted that time. They did the survey after the project had come. If this project would have come from the bottom, discussed at the EC meeting, everyone would have a ownership of that project. However, the other thing which I said at the PNS when I was getting disheartened at that time, I said, look, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Quran says that He made this world in 7 days. If Allah wanted, Allah could have said, kun fayakun, and the world would have come down. But Allah said, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has told us, He took 7 days. PNS team, we have started this thing. We have put this concept to the public. That concept is not digestible at the moment because it was going to bring complete change. The system is working. I am going to evolving and reforming in a slow stage. In my manifesto, we have said that we are going to adopt and support the PNS version 2, which is PSS, which is a President Strategic Subcommittee. That was the version which came out in Karachi, and you were the one who drafted at that time, if I recollect my memory. We are going to continue that PSS because to me it's a crucial step, and we have to take one by one because these boys, the work they did was fantastic, and I think that the President's the Strategic Subcommittee we need, they meet so far. It's on the paper that it should meet every 3 months, where all the presidents of the regions should be there along with the president of the World Federation and discuss the strategy for the World Federation. And inshallah, we will support it.
Thank you. Does anybody else have any questions? Anyone on the ladies' side? Yeah, great.
Thank you for your talk. I just have a quick question. So I know you mentioned that the environment is a big thing for you, and here at JCC it's something that I think which we're doing quite well at. I think is one of the things that we do well. But I'm wondering what can be done from a wider perspective. Like what would fixing the environment or helping out the environment from a World Federation perspective, what would that mean? What would that look like? What would you try and do from that way?
Thank you very much for concerning. The question is, which really concerns everyone. It's very important to save our environment. As far as the World Federation is, you ask us what can we do. In our manifesto, we have put 3 different steps. The first is that we would ensure that the World Federation and the regional bodies, we are going to commission environment and climate experts who are going to audit the impact of our operations on the environment. So what happens, they will do this survey and we'll work along with them. In the first 5 years, we'll try to reduce our carbon emissions up to 50%. And inshallah, at the end of the decade, we'll try to be carbon neutral. That's what we have said. That's number 1. Number 2 is why the Skype and the net, internet and things like this. We would like to make our public, our community aware about the reuse of or recycle. As you said, many of our jamaats are using biodegradable, or they bring their own utensils for home, they wash it and they take it back. Quite a lot of them are doing it, but we need to educate more of us. The third is that what we have said, that we are going to have the last week of a month of Ramadan is a holy month, and then a whole month of last week of Ramadan will designate to the environment issues. That's 3 things that we have placed in our manifesto.
We had a question written in. Dr. Jiwa, what are you going to do to address the problem of banning some of the speakers from reciting Majlis in our communities? In my opinion, it is dividing our community.
Question, I wish you would have asked me, Dr. Jiwa, where does the appendix in your body is? Or where the heart lies? How many are the heartbeats? I would have answered you. Normally 72, blood pressure 120/80. You are asking me something which I am not a scholar of. This sort of issues has to be dealt by our marja. We have to seek guidance from our marja. And the other thing which I feel very strongly is that the World Federation should have build their contact with the marja in such a way that such issues arise. The president of the World Federation, not only on his own, the World Federation president should take along with him or or her, the regional presidents. At least once in a year, they go there together, not only the world regional president and one person who translates. You need all regional presidents together. So when you come out of the room, they are confident of the decision what Agha has given. And once all the presidents are there, come out with the same decision, they will implement the decision.
Thank you. Tough crowd.
I'm Mahmoud Kimji. I've written down my question, I'll read it out to you. Basically in the same line that you just questioned the asked. Given that our organizations are essentially and fundamentally based on our shared religious tenets, as stipulated in our constitution, how would you anticipate go about the challenges as observed recently, whereby our individual community member or a group of community members start promulgating loose religious interpretations and hypotheses regardless of the eminence of the authority of the Marshal. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Very interesting question. Our community in the past has also suffered from such a crisis in the past. And what is now and what we are going to face in the future as well. We have got Islamic Education Board at the Gulf Federation, which is the moment Shah Khalidina is there. And I understand to tackle the contemporary issues, the Tarbiyah course of MCE is accommodating such a sort of curriculum subjects in it, depending on which part of the country they are, very sensitively trying to tackle with these issues. And along with the help of Agha's office, they are working on it. And that would be our policy at the time. We will work through the Islamic Education Board, connecting with the Agha to resolve these issues.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any more questions from the ladies' side? No? Okay, thank you for your question. I'll go back.
Thanks for the presentation. With respect to one of your pages that says we will ensure MCE is fully funded and commit ourselves to work with Najaf and Qom. I just want to maybe get some more clarity on this pledge, as well as I just want to understand if World Federation supports students who are interested or those who aspire to go to Qom to study. Do you have any form of support, or do you envision something like that when you come to if you come to the office?
Sorry.
Thank you very much for the question. We have one MCE, Madrasa Center of Excellence, which deals with this curriculum supporting our children at that age group, Madaris age group. And alhamdulillah, as I said, they're doing good work. We are going to support them, we are going to finance them. And we need it because they have globalized the curriculum, they're working on contemporary issues, so there's one. For post-Madaris students, we would like to tap in the sources, the Najaf and Qom, with the world where there's internet, with the Skype. That's so one way of our children for post-Madaris, rather than we building an institution, employing people there, where we have got, mashallah, good scholars over there. That's what we meant over there.
Any other questions from anyone? Yeah. Sorry, one question per person.
I'm not sure if it's a question or a comment. I keep hearing that the general public or the grassroots are not very aware of what the World Federation does. And my concern and what I have been noticing is, I'm not sure whether it's a World Federation who should be going down, because whenever there is a meeting, even if at Nasimco level or Federation level, or World Federation level, there is never, I have never seen that the executive councillor or the president coming down to the Jamaat's level and telling the general what is happening. So what we mentioned about going upwards, it should also come downwards. When the meetings are finished, the Jamaat's councillors should go to the council, first to the federation then should come to the Jamaat, and Jamaat should be responsible for letting the people know. So I'm not sure whether it was a question or a comment. I think it's more comment rather than a question.
Well, I can turn that into a slight question. How are you guys going to utilize technology to disseminate information to the communities that we serve?
I'll take that as a question. If you look over there in our manifesto, we said there will be live question answer regularly sessions where anyone from the general public can ask questions to the president. And whatever is, whether it's a suggestion or it's a question, the result of it will be published quarterly when we do our newsletter. So that is one way of connectivity via net. I hope that answers you.
Yeah.
All right, you wanna? Yeah. You wanna write your question down? You good?
So, Dr. Jiwa, with respect to the women empowerment, in your manifesto, you talk about women empowerment, and in your presentation, you mentioned how lucky we are here for the women of the community to have the right to vote. In some of our communities today, the women don't have a right to vote. And in fact, even up to 2015, in some of our own Jamaats in North America, they did not allow women a right to vote. But that was changed in the Simcoe Constitution, or an amendment was made to the Constitution that any Jamaat that does not basically guarantee those specific rights for both men and women shall not be a member of the Simcoe. So that was an amendment to the Constitution. A resolution was passed. I don't think it was an amendment to the Constitution, but that was passed in 2015. So that was a great stride, and by that virtue, one of the members who was basically falling outside of that changed their constitution and allowed women membership. And I know that there are some Jamaats in Europe that still do not allow women to vote, and needless to say, you were the president of and vice president of the COAJ, Council of European Jamaats. The issue right now is in Africa and parts of the subcontinent where women are still not having the right to vote. So when you talk about 125,000 strong, we're in fact half of that. And I don't know why we don't understand the diversity and the vast experience that women bring to the table.
Absolutely.
That would only multiply the knowledge base that we have as a community and make the right decisions moving forward. Are you committing to take the same executive action as the Simcoe has done by a resolution to basically force the issue at the Jamaat level through the regions to ensure that all Jamaats within a certain period of time have that as part of their constitutional amendments, hopefully within your term and before your term expires?
Thank you very much, Arif Bhai. Inshallah, if elected, we will use the Simcoe as a pilot scheme. As I said, that we will standardize constitution at all the regional level. So it will be pleasure to use your constitution as a pilot scheme. Thank you very much.
We have another write-in question. One of the candidates who is running for president from Africa has nominated a person from North America to be their vice president. Since you are from one of the Western countries, are you going to nominate someone from Africa to run as your vice president?
That's a very personal question. Let's say that president has got one choice to nominate his or her secretary general. That is guaranteed. If I say you are going to be my secretary general, there you are. Other positions are elected. If you want to give a voice and choice to the community for the elected position, I feel that you let it there, give the choice to the floor, first of all. Because at the conference, there is so many councillors sitting there from all 6 regions coming there who would like to serve. It is an elected position. So I will leave it there.
Thank you. Any more questions? Yeah, one more at the back.
Yeah, I have a question for you. You can come as Vice President. So one of the biggest issues we have in our Jamaat here is the involvement of youth and the lack of disassociation from the activities in the Jamaat. And I know you mentioned youth is one of your key pledges. So I just want to understand, do you have any strategies in mind? How are we going to try and build an interest in the youth to come forward themselves and participate in the programs? One big issue that we hear from the youth itself is the programming itself, the content of the program, the way the programs are held in our mosque. It's very outdated now. What are your thoughts about this, and what if anything, are you planning to do about this?
So empowering the youth or have the connectivity or inclusiveness of the youth and in our community. That's a very important question, and how to do it, have a conducive environment, have certain projects where youth have a decision-making role. If youth are given the sort of responsibility, they feel accepted inside the society or the community. Unless you are not at that decision-making process, involved into that one, it's very difficult to pull youths into ourselves. That's one thing. So, for example, we have got, all other regions have got certain projects where we would like them to involve youths at the role of decision making. And that's how we can get more youth inside. The other questions about internally about whatever the mosque, was it?
The programming of the way we structure our programs.
Yeah. I'm sure that this can be discussed amongst the youths when there are question and answer sessions live going on. We can look more into it because it's a regional issue and it's a local Jamaat issue. My role as a president or my team would not be there to directly interfere there. But to assist them if there is a need, how this is the need, we work on it and we support it. Thank you.
Brothers and sisters, with that, okay, fine, where's that gonna go? I'll get in trouble. I'm sorry. I'll get in trouble. Have to do it.
Thank you. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Brother Dr. Jiwa, I being a senior, I'm going to be asking you a question from seniors. If you look at the demographics of all our communities across the world, I believe at least 30% must be seniors over the age of 65. And due to modern technology, good medicine, everything around, people are living much, much longer now. And many of them are living happy lives. Just recently, His Highness the Aga Khan Foundation built an amazing senior home and long-term care in Calgary, Alberta. Hindus have got an amazing place in Orlando. We haven't done anything about us, the Koreans. We are suffering in North America out of the cold. We want to go and live somewhere, at least spend 3 to 4 months in a warm climate area where we can go to the mosque, have our rituals, at the same time have a good life. Dr. Jiwa, do you have anything planned for the seniors?
Such an interesting question, and it's going to apply to all of us, because if Allah gives us life, we all are going to go through that. And such an important issue, which our community now should look into it. What at present, as my team is concerned, because different regions have got different needs. I was just talking in the afternoon for seniors, that in the UK, our seniors' needs are more of depression, loneliness, senior abuse. Housing is coming onto the priority. So what we have decided in the first term is to do the need assessment of all different regions and come up with what are the needs and then deal with it. Your housing need, I think this is what you mentioned now, is the same need which is been spoken in Europe every around. This is very important thing which we should think about the seniors, because seniors, you are our, what you say, leaders. In Gujarati says कि वडीलो जैसे आपला ये आपला नबी ना माने छे ये अनुभव से लोग पासे ये अनुभव के आज यहाँ आपने सी आविया से ये ना हो तो आपने ना होता से अगर how much your experience and how much you have given to the community, the time is now the community should give back to you. So inshallah, if God gives us tawfiq, we will not want it.
And with that, again, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much for making the trip up to Toronto. And it's been an absolute pleasure to host this event tonight. So thank you all very much. If you don't mind, most of you know my father passed away very recently. If you don't mind, please let's recite a Surah Fatiha for my father and all marhumin right now.
Just going to thank all of you for your time. It's pretty cold outside, and you have made efforts to come here. The Vice President of Nasimco, thank you very much, and say Assalamu alaikum to all of you.